Mr. Miaris.
Hello? Yes, it is there. Okay. Thank you. During the break, I did have an opportunity to confer with the petitioner's counsel. It strikes us that we've been the victim today of something that perhaps was not anticipated when you issued your order, in that the people who actually know what happened here do not appear to be the four witnesses that were asked to testify, and that indeed that Kathy Kiley and Tom McGrath seem to be the relevant people who made decisions about the data and about the original submission. And where we are is we have none of the witnesses who testified today seem to have been involved in checking the data when it first came in last July to determine that it was in fact complete, and didn't seem to be aware that it was not complete until quite late, whereas it appears as though either Mr. McGrath or Ms. Kiley were aware of that, and then secondly, when the data, supplemental data came in, there was a lot of testimony about the reason that it was delayed was because it had to be reviewed according to this supposed standard practice. But nobody testified that they actually reviewed it prior to the time that they were released. So we're not sure who may have reviewed it or why it was necessary to delay based on a review that nobody here was able to testify even happened. So for that reason, petitioners are requesting that you solicit affidavits from the department, possibly from Mr. McGrath and or Ms. Kiley, explaining the review, explaining when they became aware of the deficiency in the data, and if the relevant person who conducted the review is someone else besides that, then I think that person's affidavit needs to be included as well. Otherwise, what we have on the record here is a whole lot of people saying it wasn't them, and that seems to be an incomplete record on the basis of which I think it would be very difficult for you to make a sensible decision.
Well, toward what end? Because I think what came out today and is a not so favorable light on a process within the department with regard to the release of the data. But I think that Mr. Cushing, who is the person who issued the permit and testified that he was not involved and was, from what I gather, was purposely kept separate from the HIA process. It was not part of his review because the air toxics issue was not, he was concerned with the air toxics emissions from the facility. So what I've gathered from the second set of data, as well as the original alpha data, is that those related to the HIA, and I think that what's come out today is there was a somewhat unfortunate process within the department that delayed the release of this information to the petitioners. And I think that there were some good points made that there was really, and I haven't heard any good reason why that raw data could not have been released as soon as the 13th of May, prior to the hearing. And as I said in my order to show cause, and probably in the subsequent order, the petitioners were deprived of a full and fair opportunity at the time we had the hearing to cross-examine the department's witnesses, and what should have been done was that that information should have been released prior to the hearing, and we could have, at that point, determined whether time was afforded to the petitioners prior to the hearing beginning to review that. I have not heard anything that makes me believe that this new data impact the permitting decision. I think the points have been made with regard to air toxics and whether they should be included as part of the evaluation or not. And that's, as I said earlier, that's an issue. The petitioners have made arguments, and the department and the applicant have made counter arguments for including or not including air toxics in the appeal. But I don't know what value to my decision making and my recommendations to the commissioner, allowing additional testimony from Mr. McGrath, Ms. Kiley, and anyone else whose name is mentioned today will add. So I'm not inclined to grant your request.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything further? Mr. Hayden?
No, thank you.
Mr. Goldman? No. Department, applicant?
No, thank you.
Okay, I think in the order regarding further proceedings, the parties may file supplemental closing briefs by next Tuesday, which is the 18th. And by 2 o'clock tomorrow, I again would like the applicant and the department to let me know whether you're amenable to extending that deadline by 2 weeks. I think that would be helpful to me and to the commissioner to have additional time, given the volume of testimony and materials that have been filed in this appeal. So, if there's nothing further, then the hearing is closed. And I thank you all for your participation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, you're off. Before everyone leaves, I just want to mention, this has been a very long and expedited process. I'll speak as loud as I can. It's been a very long and expedited process, and I appreciate the efforts that everyone has made to provide really high-quality testimony and briefing on all of the issues. It's helpful to me, and so I just want to thank you all for everything that you've contributed. And it makes it easier when the work is of such good quality. And I also appreciate, as hard fought as this has been, the courtesy that you've shown one another throughout this process. So, thank you.
Thank you.
You're going to keep these.
Did they keep them on time? I did their notes. I didn't want you to.
Yes.